So we'll go into the withdrawing room.
Which is withdrawing room? This isn't a drawing room?
Right, this is the drawing room and this is the withdrawing room. So this would have been the room where all the men would have congregated after a big Sunday dinner and talked politics and...
I would have really never guessed that was called a withdrawing room. I thought that you were making it up. I thought you were being silly, but you have a drawing room and this is where everybody comes. Right. Not so much, not the ladies.
Not the ladies. The ladies weren't invited in the withdrawing room back in that time.
This is for
the guys would have had
and cigars. And...
Right, brandy, cigars, and talked business or other man things back in that time.
And that means that's why you have these pocket doors so everybody can get closed off from secret business.
The pocket doors would have closed and then the guys would have had their guy time. It was said that they made these doors on the side smaller so that the hoop skirts wouldn't fit through the doorway.
So literally you're not welcome into the conversation.
Exactly.
Nice. You just get held up at the door. Very clever. And weave that all into your architecture. It means that they meant business about secret man time. And I know, so the rest of this, again, we talked about everything is, at least of the family of the time.
It's all family heirlooms and family furnishings.
All the way down to the swords? Whoever they may belong to in the family?
Yes.
And I know that I had talked to France at some point in time, and you have all of these fireplaces, like 10? How many do you keep in the house? Or
there's a fireplace in each of the bedrooms, so 10 total, and they're black marble.
They're beautiful, and I don't suppose, are any of them working still?
No, some of them have been converted to gas, but a lot of them are just shut off.
They're amazing. Not that they don't have to work to be amazing, but they are stunning. And so this will be it, and then we can make our way in. Next up is
the dining room.
I still marvel at all these doors. Everything's so big and tall. I know the ceilings alone, but the doors just look humongous. I like that old style.
Yes, it is. It's nice. That bit of ceiling up there. So, dining room was where the family would have had a formal Sunday dinner every Sunday afternoon. When Frances was growing up, they all had to be in dresses and the men in ties, and it was very formal.
Just for every Sunday? Just
every
because that's
Sunday,
what you do?
Every Sunday.
Absolutely.
So they gather around this big table here in the dining room. Now we use it for our guests, so there's always cookies and cake.
In case you're, depending on when you get in or when you get up, that's nice that it's just the dining room.
And always a pot of, pitcher of pink lemonade too.
I noticed that that's always at the ready, which is very cute. This is the one thing that I thought was so, like, to me, it's something I would want to have or something to take, and it looks curious. It looks different than any sort of, I don't know, chandeliers that I've seen. I don't know, is it just of the time? Is there something?
It is of the time. So this was the original chandelier in the house, and this one was wired for electricity before any other home in Charleston, even actually before the White House. So this original chandelier.
So we talked about those Ravenels being very prestigious. Nothing.
Yes,
nothing speaks
they were.
A little bit of power and money, like having electricity before your city.
It was definitely.
Or the White House.
Definitely. Well, it was something that not all of the Charlestonian families at that time embraced, and electricity was kind of, you know, tentative, and so they took it and rolled with it, and they.
Yeah, it turns out they were on the forefront of a good idea.
Exactly.
We've all gotten behind it now. And I know that these are what we want to talk about in respect to all the art in the house originals.
Yes, we do have quite a few original Audubon paintings throughout the house. The Ravenels were connected to the Audubons through marriage. And,
I didn't know that either. I was wondering if they were just collectors of. I didn't know that this was familial.
The Palmers were collectors of, and then some kind of came with the house as well. So, yeah, we have these Audubon prints.
They're fantastic, and all the way up the stairs, and I'm sure as collector-y as you get with these Audubon paintings and sketchings.
Yeah, we even have some in the room, so we've been very lucky with that.
Yeah, we'll see them when we go upstairs.
Exactly. Ooh. So this is one of our guest rooms.
One of how many? 6.
We have 6 guest rooms. This one is the front room, and the only one to feature 2 beds.
Oh, another one all the way in there? Is this the biggest of your rooms?
It is not our biggest. It does have the best views, though. You have the views of Fort Sumter and the harbor.
And this adjunct room, which just means you get 2 beds in case you want to double up on your pals when you come in, or this is nice, that's huge.
Exactly.
We'll go look in there too. Except this seems to be the showpiece.
Exactly. This is an 1850s bed that was signed by the carpenter. It was a local carpenter from Charleston, and it was her great-grandmother's, Francis's great-grandmother's bed, and so they kept it in here.
Standing. Big and beautiful. And then the same as we've said, everything is with following. This is all of your pieces, matched the time, came with the family.
Exactly, all heirloom antiques.
Nice. And I noticed one more, keeping in that theme too, is your Audubon.
Another Audubon print. So yeah, we do have them in the room as well.
Yeah, the whole thing. And again, one of those, we talked about these beautiful fireplaces that seem to be in every one of these rooms.
Yep, the black African marble with the gold strata. Obviously, you can see that this one's...
Sure, he's just for show.
Exactly.
So we just came out of this room, which is the one that's lucky enough to have access to this. Is that true? Do they all have access? Or?
Not all. 3 of the rooms upstairs have access to the 3rd floor piazza, which is a little more private, and you've got these great Charleston Battery views here.
Just outlandish, all the way out through the harbor.
Exactly.
And Fort Sumter and everything beyond.
Exactly.
And anybody else, I know that you have a spiral staircase that'll bring us up here if you weren't fortunate enough. And when people are actually getting their rooms, you can look online and choose. Do you get a chance of picking out your room if they're available? On our website, you can see all the pictures of the rooms and then pick out which one that you want. Of course, that's based on availability. Sure. But, yeah. And that one we came through is beautiful. So this is where you get to come. Not that there isn't one more balcony below us, but this is... This is the 3rd floor piazza. So it's called piazza, actually. I'm sorry, I was calling it a balcony. Now you can okay. You can tell me the difference between? The piazza is what they would have called it in Italy. So the house is done in an Italian-esque style. So of course, being very Charlestonian, they would have called this. Sticking with theme, this is a piazza, not to be confused with a balcony. And so it is all the floor long, and so you've got great views of it. And unbelievable, which means we also get a shot at the fact that you have a double lot here in Charleston? We do. We are the only house on the Battery to have the double lot. John Ravenel's wife, Mary, insisted that she have a garden which is just smashing, and I don't get to see a lot of grass. I noticed when I live downtown Charleston, you don't get yards anymore like I'm used to in the north, but that's beautiful. Yeah, we're very fortunate to have it, and we also have a lot of weddings and events that will take place outside as well. Such nice grounds, and it's one of the only, I don't feel like very many people get a double lot down in this. Yeah, it's one of the only ones. It is the only one on the Battery with the double lot. Again, speaking of all the prestige of that Ravenel family. The pool is ours as well. It's the first in-ground pool in Charleston. So that was... You guys have a lot of those to tick off your list. Exactly. All of these firsts, and further back is the carriage house? Is the carriage house, which we rent that out as one unit. So it has 2 bedrooms, a little living area, and a kitchen. Oh, nice. And then, so yeah, usually family rentals for that one. And then again, everything is equal access. Then you can come in and hang out. Exactly. You can still have the piazza views. Drawing and withdrawing room. Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, the carriage house was used as the carriage house at the time it was built, and then there would have been servants' quarters on that top floor. So we're lucky that we have that area as well. I tell you, the whole thing is absolutely magnificent. Meredith, I want to thank you so much for letting us come down to the Palmer House and for introducing us to the drawing room and all of the amazing things that took place here all those years ago. Yeah, thanks, Mariah. Thanks for coming. Thank you.